Hello, Monica Landeros here. I'm going to try to give you a little quick clip on two different things that are connected. So it's going to be the beginning of the semester and an equitable fresh start to your semester, as well as how to manage engagement that first week of class, which is so crucial. But then this also helps you later on in the semester. I'm going to share screen with you. And let's take a look at the very first thing. The first thing is to create a welcome letter that I call it a soft course opening, but this can be a pre-course contact, so that could be changed here. The language is very welcoming. It's accessible. Here, lulls is in caps because it's an acronym. But not anything else is going to be in all caps because that's as if we're screaming to our students. We give them links to the course canvas, any books that maybe they can start to look for, and then also access to the DSPS office and the syllabus. I give them information on feedback and when to expect that, and a couple of key things. Also, how to use the public library because we do use it often. So that is going to be an announcement. This announcement has already gone out. It is something that you can select to go out. This one was available August 26th, but technically will go out again September 3rd. It is also a welcome letter that was sent 2 weeks ago to students through the roster. But as you've probably figured out, the roster has been changing a lot, right? So I'm going to go ahead and jump in later today and send this welcome letter again through the roster just to make sure that the new students that are there will get the welcome letter. The other thing that you can do, and again, so here, this went out already once. I'm going to click edit, and then I'm going to change this date because I want it to go out again. So I'm going to go to the calendar. I disallow threaded replies on the announcement because it's really faculty to student without exchange. And I tell them how to contact me anyway. So let's go ahead and change that to today's date so that it goes out right away. I can even change the time. If I feel like I want this to go out at 11 a.m., I'll change that. Just give me a little bit of time there. And I'm going to save and don't send is an option. In this case, I do want to send it. So I'm going to go ahead and just send it. Now, the next portion of this is to use the class syllabus. And we have a tab here in the course navigation menu for the class syllabus. And if you've been teaching at City College of San Francisco, it knows to pick up the class syllabus from your other course if you copied it over. If not, you will have to enable it. You click on it, and then you just accept certain prompts, and then it will be able to populate. It will populate with your course description, with any requirements and your contact information automatically, as well as the transferable and the student learning outcomes. The meeting times also, this is very nice because then you don't have to look that up. And then here, this is where you're going to put in your communication plan. And here's the equity statement. So later on in our drop-in, we can think about this. I would say use this one and then update it if there's specific things and ways that you make your course equitable. Also, it has the textbooks and the technology used, attendance policies, grading policies, and all that lovely stuff. So this class syllabus is considered a liquid syllabus because it's available to students. How? And let me show you another tip for equity. In your settings, sometimes we get our class last minute and we're just working on it right up until the date. I have had classes where I'm only 2 weeks ahead of my students, right? But I do try to have that orientation week 1 and week 2 available before the first day of class minimum, so that I can send them the welcome letter and get them started, even though I'm working, my fingers to the bone. So here in the settings, if you scroll down, you'll notice that although this class begins officially September 3rd on Tuesday actually, that I have changed the start here date for August 26th because I want to give students time, and I give them an invitation to come into the modules and to start to click on everything so that they can become familiar with the module system. Notice here that it is set to customize and the syllabus is public so that students can see that. We can also send them the link to the class syllabus so that they can see that. The other thing will be class engagement. So how do you know if students are engaging? Well, it's not going to help me. Well, maybe you potentially could see that students have already come into this course. Again, the students who know to come in, they already have since August 25th. They have come into the course to take a look at it and to poke around, which is great because then if they find any typos, and they can send me a message right away on that. The other thing is because I do use groups, I do try to make sure that any unassigned students are automatically assigned to a small group so that they're not left out of the group discussion altogether. Later on, I do a trick with my grade book, but that's for another little quick tip. So we can go into, I'll show you where that you can see right here that I moved the total to be close to the student name so I can see it right away. Other thing is that I have sorted by low to high grade so that I can see all of the students who have not engaged in one kind of little screenshot there. So I can see them right there. I can see they haven't submitted anything and we're moving into week 2 for this particular class. The other thing or other place where you can look quickly for engagement is to go to people and to go ahead and take a look at the student last activity and total activity. So any place that you see that someone hasn't participated at all, that's a little flag, or they haven't submitted really any time, to maybe make note of those couple of students and then send them a quick message. In this case, the student's inactive, right? But I have students here who are active and who haven't done anything. So that gives me an opportunity to be able to be very targeted in my reaching out to students and making sure that they know how to engage with the course. And so those are the quick tips for today. I hope they help you. Bye.